Well, the ooh-ah and all over the country is continuing as we had a situation, I believe, Queens, New York, as, well, an ooh-ah decided to chimp out and stab, well, his entire family. I'm JB Gunner, this is Crime Time. We're going to be talking about this as we're starting to put all of the crime videos over here on the Crime Time channel. You know what this is. This is Crime Time. Let's get on into it. Let's do it.
Bring it back.
What's going on, everybody? As you guys know, I'm JB Gunner, and this is Crime Time. Now, before we get started, let me first and foremost say thank you to everybody that supports the channel, any of the channels, regardless of the platform, regardless of the method you choose, whether it's Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal. Truth is, guys, I couldn't do this each and every day as often as I do if it wasn't for you, the Gun Squad. Love you guys so much, and if you too find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Show your boys some love. Join the Gun Squad today. And while you're down there, do yourself a favor. If you like, I guess if we see eye to eye politically, go check out my political channel, my live stream channel. I also got a gaming channel for you gamers and a pro wrestling channel. I got 14 different channels, actually. Go check them out. Make sure you guys subscribe, do all that. But most importantly, join the Gun Squad because you guys are what keeps us going. Zoo life. It's going on all over the country because there's a great replacement going on. But let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's talk about this situation with this gentleman right here in the bow tie. Guys, we got some crazy shit going on. Tyrone is out here doing it. 4 stabbed to death, including girl 11 and boy 12, by relative fatally shot by NYPD cops outside burning Queens home. A crazed attacker fatally stabbed 4 relatives, including an 11-year-old girl and 12-year-old boy. This whole fucking country's going crazy, right? And then wounded 2 NYPD cops before they shot him to death outside the family's burning home. Sunday morning, cops raced to the home on Beach 22nd Street near Elk Drive in Far Rockaway about 5:10 a.m. after a young girl called 911 to say her cousin was killed was killing her family members. The cousin, identified by police as Courtney Gordon, had moved into the home weeks earlier as he faced homelessness in the wake of separation from his wife, his distraught sister told the Daily News. What's up, Michael? How you doing, brother? And Vincent said, no woman has ever done anything wrong. Just ask one. Women always build a loophole and to avoid personal accountability. Of course. Shelly says, I've been with a new guy for 23 years. Have you ever lied to him, Shelly? Have you ever lied to him? And be honest. In 23 years, have you ever told a lie to that man? Be honest. I don't think you'll be honest, but have you ever lied to that man about anything at any time in your 23 years? This scene was chaos, said Patrick Hendry, president of the Police Benevolent Association. Multiple victims, a house on fire, and a madman on a rampage. When 2 uniformed cops arrived at his home, tucked behind a long driveway, they saw a man carrying luggage as he walked out. They engaged him in basically a casual conversation. Hey, did you hear anything? Do you know what's going on? Madry said. Within 10 seconds, the man nodded and pulled out a kitchen steak knife, immediately attacked both officers. Video of the incident, viewed by police source, showed Gordon looking a little off. He just had a crazy look. He went right after them. Says, nope, never lied. He stabbed one of the cops in the neck and chest area and others in the head before one of them. How do you stab that many motherfuckers without the other cop shooting you? I got me a new woman on the way right now. Bought a fucking dishwasher. There you go. Just don't put your dick in that thing. Never lied to him, Shelley said. Awesome. He stabbed one of the cops in the head, or in the neck and chest area, and the other in the head before one of them opened fire and shot him dead. Would you like to see the guy that did it? Picture NYC knifeman, age 38, who murdered 4 family members, including 2 young children, before being shot dead by the cops. Courtney Gordon. You want to take a guess on what Courtney Gordon looks like? Once inside the home, officers found a 12-year-old boy, an adult man, and a 44-year-old woman, all dead. An 11-year-old girl was also stabbed. Am I the only guy in the chat that would hook up with Jodi Arias? No. You know who I always wanted to fuck, and it's really weird because she's ugly, horrendous looking? You know, but for some reason, I've always wanted to fuck her. Who was the female CEO? Eileen Wuornos. I have no clue why, but I always wanted to fuck her. He said, tranny, says Ordis. We got Tyrone in the thing. It is a Tyrone. There you go, with a little bow tie, a little Nation of Islam motherfucker. I mean, it's easy to think tranny because their men and women look the exact same. You put a weave on that motherfucker's head, he looks just like any Sharkeisha walking around right now. Except he's small. Sharkeishas are fat and big, 189.7 pounds on average. This motherfucker did all this damage with this little goddamn kitchen knife. Bodies were moved from the house. It's an insane story, really.
Evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Moore. Investigators say the suspect then slashed 2 responding officers before he was shot and killed. Investigators have been on the...
It's low on the standards. I told you, men will fuck anything if they got a good reason to. Eileen Wuornos, I feel like she would be fun. I think Eileen Wuornos would be fun. Bitch is trying to kill me and shit. Can you imagine how intense? Exactly, Ryan. Can you imagine how intense that fucking would have to be? This bitch trying to kill you and shit? I'm in. That's some kink I'm into. Eileen Wuornos. Yes. That's it. Band of Knives. Exactly.
The scene all day trying to piece together what led to the gruesome violence. CBS 2's Christy Kalishian is live in Far Rockaway with the latest. Christy.
Jessica, just a disturbing chain of events here. This long driveway leading to this alcove of homes off of Beach 22nd Street here has opened up, and we were able to see just some of the wreckage left behind.
You wake up with steak knife in your ass.
It's crazy.
Neighbors on Beach 22nd Street awoke to a crime scene just after...
Hey, yeah, Eileen Wuornos have an entirely different way, an entirely different technique at milking the prostate. 100%. Would you fuck Kohlberger's attorney over and over again? Well, which one? Ann Taylor? Yes. Just to make that sure that we're talking about Ann Taylor. Yes, I would fuck the hell out of her. I'd marry her. You out of your fucking mind? You know how much money an hour this bitch makes? Yep. 100%. Casey Anthony, I love Casey Anthony. Bro, when I lived in Florida, that's all I wanted to do was bump into Casey Anthony and fuck her. I still to this day would fuck Casey. I would marry Casey Anthony. I would bring her sexy ass into the house and let her kill all the little motherfucking kids she could. I'm joking. You see the point, though? I would just keep making babies with her and we wouldn't report them to the hospital. That way nobody knew. I just keep fucking her, getting her pregnant, delivering the baby myself and say, here you go, Casey, do what you may. And then I said, I'm going to turn my back now, Casey. Whatever happens between you and that baby is between you and that baby. I don't know nothing about it. But yes, Casey Anthony is the shit. I'm just saying.
5 Sunday morning, along with the sound of gunshots.
Me too, Fauci.
Police say a girl called 911 saying her cousin stabbed and killed her
Hey,
family.
look, because I'm putting this over on the True Crime Channel and everything, you know motherfuckers are going to be like, kid, can you believe what he just said? They have no sense of humor at all. Clearly, I'm joking, because clearly, Casey Anthony has moved on. She's not available anymore. Victoria, she won't say dead. She said, this has me deceased. This has me unalive. You're unaliving me, JB. I used to bang a bitch that looked like her. Yes. I always thought Casey Anthony was sexy as shit. You know who my current thing is that I want to fuck though? Leilani Simon. I was waiting on her to have a bail. You understand, Leilani Simon can come live with me right now. I would fuck the shit out of that retarded looking bitch. I would fuck the shit out of that retarded ass Leilani. You know what she looks like, right? Hold on. She's the one that probably killed little Quentin Simon. Hold on. Yeah. I'll go get this bitch out of jail right now. I'll go pick her. I'll go pick Leilani up right now. She's not that far from me. She's not that far. I'll go pick her up right now. Little fat whore. Little chunky bitch right here. Well, she looks good right there, though. Glamour shots a motherfucker, right? She looks like that Asian baby, all retarded and shit we was talking about earlier. I always thought Quentin Simon was a little ugly motherfucker. I always thought Quentin Simon was a little ugly shit. But that's not my business. That's not my business. Anyway, back to the news.
Family members. This neighbor saw her outside.
The girl, I seen her running with no shoes on. She wasn't saying nothing. She was just running, like trying to get help.
Of course, Victoria, because if they're killing their babies, that means I gotta take care of them. No guy wants to be a stepdaddy. So there's two things that you as a guy needs to do. You seek out women with their tubes tied or child killers. Leilani Simons. Casey Anthony. You don't ever have to worry about kids, stepkids, ever again. So you either fuck old women where their tubes are tied or they can't get pregnant, which that's my number one plan, or you find the ones that eat their kids or whatever the fuck it is they do to them. What about that blind chick on trial who conspired with that dentist? Yeah. No, you know who I really want to fuck? The bitch that cut off her man's dick and beheaded him. You know what I'm talking about? What was her name? What was that bitch's name? We did a story on it. She's got like a long ass name. A long ass last name. You know what I'm talking about? Oh man. Do you guys remember, you know the bitch's name? You know what I'm talking about. She put the dude's head in the bucket. The dude lived with his mom. He was one of them mama dwellers motherfuckers, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Oh man. What was her name? No, not Bobbitt. Not Bobbitt. I know what you're talking about though. This woman, shit. Yes. Shab business. Yes. That's what it is. Hold on. Shab business. Let me show this broad. I don't care what nobody say. Hold on, let me. I don't want her trial pictures because they have her fucked up looking in her trial pictures. They have her fucked up looking in her trial pictures. But yeah. This bitch is into some kink. This is my type of broad. There she is. This is my type of broad. Yes. I'm willing to take the chance. I'm willing to take the chance. It's a business.
Police say the suspect, identified as 38-year-old Gordon from the Bronx, was visiting his family in this Far Rockaway.
The whole true crime channel is going to unsubscribe today because when they he just wants to fuck all the killers, all the people we hate. Fuck it. Fuck them. If it makes you feel better, I want to fuck Kaylee Gonsalves and Maddie Mogan too. But they're dead, JB. Well, so are most of you women. Most of you women don't know how to fuck. You just lay there like you're Kaylee Gonsalves dead already. Does it really matter? Shit. Most of you women are just as boring to fuck as it would be to fuck Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Gonsalves right now. That one's gonna hit that one is gonna hit a mark. That one's gonna hit a mark.
Way home. The two responding officers found him at the end of the driveway carrying a luggage with his belongings.
They engaged him in basically a casual conversation. Hey, did you hear anything? Do you know what's going on? And the male kind of nodded, and then he drew a knife from off his person, and he immediately attacked both officers, slashing the first officer in the neck. And
Susan Smith. Who's that?
Shot and killed Gordon. At the home, police found an 11-year-old girl, a 12-year-old boy, a 44-year-old woman, and a man in his 30s, all dead with stab wounds. They also found a 61-year-old woman with stab wounds who was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Police say before Gordon walked out of the home, he set a couch by the front door on fire. Police had to wait for firefighters to arrive before they could go in. This neighbor across the street,
he tried to burn it up,
to be identified, heard arguing outside the home the night before.
I put my ear to like the room.
Thank you, Texan.
Heard a guy just ranting.
Whatever happened, it was really terrible, and especially for the little kids.
Amisha Paul's family lives a couple doors down and had to evacuate because of the fire. She and her neighbors are heartbroken by the tragedy. Walter White's young daughter played with the two children who died.
The kids that live in that area are very nice kids. We play at the park every day right here on Grasmere Terrace.
Hey, he looks like that libtard. What's that dude's name? What's that dude's name that's always making Rupert? He looks just like Rupert. Is that what his name is? Rupert? Some shit? He looks just like that motherfucker.
It's sad. It's really unfortunate.
Just devastating, and police say that Gordon actually had one prior arrest for
strangling
somebody in a domestic incident in the Bronx. And as for those two police officers, we're hearing that they're now in stable condition. That 61-year-old woman still in critical condition. Actually, one of those two police officers will be released in about 30 minutes from Jamaica Hospital. And we're live in Far Rockaway, Queens. Christy Kalishian, CBS 2 News.
Christy, thank you.
Well, damn. They're saying he suffered from mental health issues.
Learning more about the suspect, his family says he battled mental health issues. Just moments ago, CBS 2's Naveen Dhaliwal spoke with his mother and sister in the Bronx.
Courtney Gordon's mother and sister says he had been mentally unstable and depressed for years, and they tried to get him help, but they were unsuccessful. They shared this picture of Gordon in better days, and as to why he attacked his family in Queens, that they're baffled by.
Well, the answer is because he's animalistic. He comes from a jungle. That's the answer to that question.
Mother says Gordon was living in a homeless shelter and just recently went to live with his aunt in Queens. She says he was a good son, but his mental instability was difficult to deal with, and she feels he could have harmed her as well.
I don't know what's wrong.
I hear you, Doug.
But something is wrong. Because if anything wasn't wrong, he wouldn't do a act like this. So I know that something is wrong.
I try to seek help for him. No one would listen to me. You know, I tried my very best to help him. It's just sad. It's just sad that it happened.
Gordon's mother says she spoke to her son just yesterday, and he
said the only good thing to come out of the Bronx was the movie. He looks demonic in that photo. 100%. 100%. Look, man. This is why I told you guys going into 2024, I'm not even going to take stories serious no more. I'm going to report them and I'm just going to laugh and make jokes. Because, you know what? I went through the stage where I was upset because the world was falling apart. Man, it's already falling apart. It's over. It's done. It's all over for us. We just got to ride this motherfucker till we're on deck. It's that simple. It's not, this world isn't going to get any better. Does anyone think this world is going to get better? It's not. It's not. You know, someone asked me the other day, do I think that the same amount of crime and shit's happening as always, just we know more about it because of the internet? I don't think so, man, because we always had news. News is just comedy anyways, exactly. We always had news. Now, granted, we have access in our fingertips to every story everywhere now. But it clearly, this world is becoming different. It'll get worse before. I don't think it'll ever get better. Not in our lifetimes. Definitely not in our lifetimes. We're all old, man. Except for KD. KD's a little kid. Having sirloin steak, roasted garlic. Oh, God, that's some good shit, Texans. That's some good shit. More access now. You think that's it, though? You think it's the same amount of crime? You think people were like always shitting in San Francisco? You know what I mean? You think people... I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I feel it when I go out. The derangement that's in people's eyes is different now than it was in the 80s and 90s. You see it in their face. You see the derangement and the hatred and the anger and the craziness. I think that what we have done is we've doped so many people up that we literally have created our own zombies. Does that make sense? Exactly, Ryan. Like, you got to understand, 75% of America is on psychotropic drugs? Keep that in mind. That's a lot of people in our country that claim to be mentally retarded. Yeah, I think crime is a lot worse than in the 90s, too. It's a lot more. Granted, we do see more because of the internet. But, bro, it feels different when I'm outside. I don't know. He pays, though, so he can watch. That's funny. All right. Hundreds of millions. I can't stand going anywhere in public anymore, and people are slow and lazy. Makes me rage. Yeah. The whole world has just changed, man. Everybody's so offended and whiny, and how many of them are libtards? Good question. Good question. Give me 1 second. But I don't know, man. I personally think crime is through the roof. I think the world is easily changing. For God's sakes, man, they want to cut off your son's dick. Goddamn cell phones everywhere. Yeah. Agreed.